You two are always talking. Are you therapists or something?
The apartment had belonged to their mother. 4 bedrooms, high ceilings, old wooden floors that creaked like reluctant honesty. From the kitchen window, downtown San Francisco glowed softly through the fog. It was the kind of apartment 2 divorced therapists had no business being able to afford anymore, which was fortunate because neither Sigmund nor Carl could have afforded to leave it. Both divorced, both therapists, both in their 40s, both permanently somewhere between working on themselves and starting over. The arrangement had originally been temporary. Most emotional disasters are.
You've been quieter lately. I'm drinking coffee. No, I mean emotionally. You just proved my point.
Their conversations often sounded less like conversations and more like podcasts nobody had asked to listen to. At some point, without either of them noticing exactly when, normal human behavior had become evidence. A sigh meant avoidance. A pause meant discomfort. Looking away meant dissociation. Even silence had to explain itself.
You intellectualize intimacy.
You weaponize vulnerability. See? That tone right there. What tone? The calm one. Sig, I'm literally sitting.
They weren't unhappy. That was the strange part. Nothing dramatic had happened, no screaming and no betrayal, no shattered plates. Just 2 highly educated men slowly examining the life out of every moment they touched.
I unmatched someone today. Why? She said she liked good vibes, and what does that even mean? I think it means she didn't want a deconstruction of her attachment style before appetizers. That's unfair. Was it before appetizers? Yes.
Both brothers had once believed that being therapists would make marriage easier. Reality had approached the matter differently.
You know why your marriage ended? This should be good. You were always trying to solve problems. People don't always want solutions. Sometimes they just want to be understood. Interesting. And how many years have you been divorced now? 7. Mine lasted 12. Statistically, I was understood for longer. Length isn't quality. The Roman Empire lasted centuries. And your marriage? Please don't compare my marriage to the fall of Rome. You started it. Mom always said you treated conversations like chess. Mom also said you apologized too much. That was empathy. That was surrender. At least my wife never accused me of turning affection into a research project. No, she accused you of agreeing with everyone in the room. That's called validation. It's also called having no opinions. You know, Sig, it's strange. We both think the other one would have been impossible to live with. Maybe that's why we're still living together.
The apartment was full of books about connection, books about listening, books about healing, books about why people leave, and yet people always seem to leave, quietly, politely, often after saying, "You're both incredibly emotionally intelligent," which in practice appeared to mean exhausting.
Do you remember when Mom used to play piano at night? She was lonelier after Dad left. That's not what I asked. You think I over-contextualize things. You can't even remember music without diagnosing someone. You know, I used to think you were her favorite. That's ridiculous. You were the favorite. She bought you a bicycle. She paid for your guitar lessons. She came to your graduation. She came because you forgot to tell her yours had been moved. Funny. We both grew up with proof. Maybe that's why we became therapists. To settle an argument Mom never knew she was part of.
Their mother had not been a therapist. She simply cried when she cried, laughed when she laughed, and occasionally spent entire afternoons angry without needing to identify the deeper emotional architecture beneath it. To her sons, this now seemed almost reckless. One Sunday evening, after an unusually long discussion about emotional fatigue, They agreed on something radical. For 1 hour, no processing, no analysis, no therapeutic language, just normal interaction. 30 seconds passed.
You seem uncomfortable. You notice that after 8 seconds, 11.
Neither brother understood why relationships had become harder with age. They were self-aware, emotionally literate, excellent communicators. They had done the work. And still, every relationship eventually developed the exhausted feeling of a performance review.
Do you ever think we mistake articulation for honesty? What do you mean? Maybe talking about feelings isn't always the same thing as feeling them. That's actually interesting. You see? They're right there.
Sometimes the apartment became very quiet. Not peaceful quiet, observational quiet. The kind where both people are silently analyzing why nobody is speaking. The elevator hummed softly. The neighbor stepped inside carrying grocery bags. She looked at the brothers, then she smiled.
You two are always talking. Are you therapists or something?
The brothers looked at each other. For once, neither of them had anything to say.